Joy Gurudev, Joy Ma. Now we'll see how few people have benefited from past life regression. Uh, Specifically, today we are going to see about conceiving. So, once I had a case where a woman was not conceiving in any way. So she came for past life regression. So I told her, you better adopt a child, take a child on adoption. It is better than, forcing yourself. But she said, no, I just want to know. I will take a child, I will adopt a child, but I have reservations for that also, that our child is our child. So she said that, let me see what is stopping me from, conceiving a child. And she secretly told me that she had conceived a child before her marriage, and she had gone for abortion because she wasn't married, and then she got married to someone else, and she was thinking that why is she not conceiving. So I said, this must be the case, you rejected the child before. So now the child is rejecting you. The kids are not coming to you. She said, no, I want to see. And then I took her to her past life where she was a man. And this man, after his wife's death, he brought up his kids with lot of difficulties. And those kids, after they were grown up, they ill-treated the father. And all his life, he kept on repeating that, it is better to not have a child than having this kind of kids. Now, this thing caught up with him for many lifetimes, and he was born as a woman. And still he did not have kids. So then there is another example of same conceiving, that woman and her husband were trying to have kids, but they were not conceiving. So she came to me and she said that all my test is good, but he has a problem. So you take him to the past life and then see what happens. So I took the man in his past life, and this man saw that he had killed someone's son. Now he could not recognize that person and her mother. And the mother of that child whom he had killed cursed, the husband and wife that they will always be childless, because that was the only child of that woman. So that curse caught up. Then I took this woman also in her past life, and she saw that this woman who had cursed them was actually their sister in this life, and was, someone else in the other life. But in this lifetime, it was that woman's sister. So surrender technique happened, and coincidentally and luckily, both the couples, the first one and the second one, they had kids. Then there is one more example of a woman who was having trouble in conceiving. So she had series of miscarriages, and her born kids, they also died before the age of 7. Up till the age of 7 or 5 they would live, and then they would die in front of her eyes. So she was taken to her past life where she hated kids, because her stepkids, she wasn't conceiving kids. So her stepkids, she got a real sister married to her husband. Now when she got a real sister married to her own husband, they had kids, but unfortunately due to some kind of illness in that village, her husband and her sister, the second wife of her husband, both died together, and she had to raise their kids. She was very loyal to her sister. She did not go to her husband after the sister got married to the husband, but they had some 4 kids, the sister and her husband together. And this 4 kids, when this mother grew up, when they grew up and this mother grew old, they started ill-treating the mother. And one fine day, they hit the mother and threw her on the street. And she spent her life, begging. And there was a time in her life, I made her see in detail just this one life. There was a time in her life when she did not, could not get up from one place. She would shit and do everything in that one place. And no one would help her in that village. No one would give her food. And out of hunger, because if they would give her food, she would shit and it was smelling all around, and she couldn't move, she couldn't do anything. And she was there in hunger for many days. And after many days of hunger and thirst, she died over there. So somehow she did not have any grudge against the kids in her conscious mind. But in her subconscious mind, she was, wanting not to have kids. She had to share her husband with her sister, and she let go her rights over her husband because the sister got married to the husband. And even after that, the kids, just for the kids she did. And, this situation happened to her. Then again, also with her, we did the let go process, and I made her do the Swarodaya Yoga conceiving portion, Garbha Prakaran. And finally she conceived. And you will be surprised, she conceived twins. She wasn't conceiving, and she conceived twins. That also naturally, even 3 IVF had failed for her. And she was so happy. She again came. I said, wait, you first deliver the kids and then we will see. And then she delivered the kids and then again came. I said, now you wait, you let the kids grow up. Why you want to again and again go into your past life? She said, it is miraculous. I saw it and I immediately conceived. I let go. I surrendered it into your feet and immediately this happened. So the next time she came and the kids were, 5 years old, 4.5 years old. At that time, when she saw her past life again, I told her, you see in the eyes of the kids. Because I knew that she was afraid of those same kids who threw her on the road have come and they will do the same thing again. But to her surprise, she was in tears when she was seeing it, that the 2 kids that she had conceived, both were boys. They were her sister and her husband of that life. So her husband and her sister came to her as kids. And she was so happy, and then she was confident that, this time nothing can go wrong with her. This is a beautiful Rudraksh bracelet of 1 to 14 Mukhi Siddhamala. You can wear it in the neck or in the hand. Sundar 1 से 14 मुखी गौरी शंकर और गणेश का प्योर चांदी में बना हुआ ब्रेसलेट है, जिसे आप गले में भी धारण कर सकते हैं गौरी शंकर और गणेश के साथ. इट इज विद गौरी शंकर एंड गणेश रुद्राक्ष, 18 बीड्स. इट इज इन अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल बॉक्स विद द सर्टिफिकेट के साथ बहुत ही सुंदर बॉक्स में है. और जिस ब्रेसलेट के साथ सर्टिफिकेट आएगा उसमें ब्रेसलेट का फोटो भी आएगा, तस्वीर भी आएगी. एवरी सर्टिफिकेट हैज द पिक्चर ऑफ द bracelet on it, and this is made of semi silver, half thread and half silver. ये आधा धागे में और आधा चांदी में बना है. तो पाना है तो जल्दी नंबर पे फोन करे. हरिओम तत्सत. So yes, by looking into the eyes of the person in the past life, you will recognize who that person is in this life of yours. So looking into the eyes, looking at the eyes carefully, you will understand. So you look into the eyes of the person whom you want to recognize, or you ask your native to do that. Look into the eyes. And then too much attachment with animals can create a lot of problems. So Hinduism, Islam, and many other religions, they say that if you want to have an animal, pet animal, don't have it in the house, you have it in the field. You can have domestic animals, but not pet animals. So even by looking into the eyes of the animals, you will know who they are in this life. So there was one person, she hated all humans, and she would, she was not even good with her parents. She did not have good relationship with her parents, and she used to love dogs from the beginning of her life. From her childhood, she would cry if someone would ill-treat a dog, and she herself would go out of station, locking the dogs in her house, in the room, and letting them be in the house 2 days, 3 days. The food would have been kept, and a walker would come, open the house, and would take them for a walk in the evening, and again he would keep them. Watchman was paid, watchman was given keys, and she would 4 days, 10 days, she would go on a shoot, and like this her dogs would be. Anytime a dog would die, she would rescue another dog or buy another dog, or her dogs would litter and give kids. And so I took her to her past life and make her see that in her immediate past life, she was a dog. And she used to stay with, the stray dogs. And that is the reason why she hated animals and she loved dogs. Now, past life regression even helped her to move on in life, and she got married. She had married, she got divorced, she had to abort a child because when she conceived the child, she got divorced, and then she, got married again, and she was happy. Only thing is, I told her that you stay away from dogs, but yet she is not away from dogs. Her dogs are here. She's probably living out of India, and 3 months, 4 months, her dogs are here inside the house, and the watchman is again, or the maid is coming and feeding the dogs and doing necessary things for her dogs. So, past life regression helped her, but to get married, she has to get rid of her attachment to dogs. So after that, there was one more thing that I want to tell you, that if you have some kind of karma left, or some kind of things left with a tree, it will be very difficult to recognize a tree. Like I told you before, I am looking for a tree. Tree don't have eyes. So you can't see who that tree is or who that tree has come back as. So it is very difficult to, recognize a tree if you have seen yourself attached to a tree or a plant or a bush in your past life. And then one more actress of Bollywood. I just received her call, so I remembered her and one of her friends. So this actress, she was having trouble with her relationship and her career also. So I suggested that husband and wife both believed in me a lot. So I told her that you do past life regression and you see what is your karma with this. So when she did past life regression, she could see all the things that were, stopping her career or were stopping her, were creating a hurdle in her relationship. and I made her surrender, and everything was smooth, and she conceived kids. And before she conceived the kids, she also got good amount of work and good amount of advertisements. Then her sister came from Delhi, and her sister would get nightmares of human shit, human toilet everywhere, and she would put her feet on it, and it was on mattress and here and there, and she would always feel like spitting and throwing out, because that whole thing that the shit and all would be everywhere, and she would see that everywhere, that it is there, and in the night, in the dream, she would see that only. So she told her that you go to Guruji and you get this past life regression done. Now, when I took her to her past life, there was something very amazing that I could see, that the problem was not in her past life. The problem was in this life only. Her father had Alzheimer's, and her father would shit all over the house. And it was just 2 years back. So while I was taking her backwards, fortunately or intuitively, I took her to 2 years behind, and she would see that, and she got stuck there, and she kept on talking about it. And her mother was very old, and she had to clean all this. And she wasn't been able to give time to her husband, her children, because of taking care of her father. Then her father passed away. So that episode, when I made her see that, and when I made her realize that how much she loves her father, and whatever she has done for her father because she loved her, and surrender whatever she has done. So immediately, and there was one feeling also that her sister has become a big actress, and she's seeing success in Bombay, and she has to take care of the parents in Delhi. She could not pursue her dreams of becoming an actress because her little sister was a admit one, and she went to Bombay and she became an actress, and she got stuck, she got married and all that. So when she let go, when the surrender happened, from that very day she stopped dreaming about shit and spitting and throwing out, and all that drama stopped. Then again, the same actress, she had another actress who was a good television actress. So she had some kind of restlessness and some kind of negativity that she could not let go. She was very restless, very not okay with what is happening in her life. So while I was taking her to her childhood, she got stuck over there. She kept talking more and more. So you must listen more when you are taking your native to the past life. She got stuck, and she was like again and again talking about her childhood where she was manhandled by her mother. And that restlessness, and more than that, she was very close to her self-realization. So that had to create restlessness. And in this situation, she was stuck in her career, in her relationship. I made her surrender, let go. And then she immediately got a very big lead role in a serial, which was very famous all over. It was on snakes. After that, she started coming in movies, and she started coming as a judge in many reality shows. And she was doing amazing for herself. So this is how you see past life of people. Sometimes, not even seeing past lives, just seeing their past of this life is enough, and you can help them. So understand this. If you want, watch this video again and take notes. Hari Om Tat Sat.